Welcome to the Saturday edition of Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath and we are taking a look at the 8 races that will be held here at Ascot. The movable rail is out 3 metres. We're running on a good 3 and we are expecting the possible chance of thunderstorms throughout the day, but let's hope that they do hold off and we have a good day of racing. Race number 1, we have the 7 runners to take a look at. A good little field this as well. The replay that we're going to take a look at is a horse that is in very good form recently, and Thunderclap Newman has won its last 2 starts ago, won by 6 lengths. Last start beat Fashion Princess by almost a length, and we'll take a look at that run now.
Thunderclap Newman setting sail for the judge, hit the lead and kicked a length and a half to Cerise at the top of the straight. 2 lengths away, Uncle George. Don't like Lunar Eclipse right at the moment. Thunderclap Newman, the leader. Fashion Princess is starting to weave its way through. It's coming home well. Thunderclap Newman, the leader from Fashion Princess, Uncle George, and then Bayatorio, but Thunderclap Newman wins again.
It's a really good performance by Thunderclap Newman. Has really enjoyed going to the front and then running strongly to the line through the 1800 metres. Goes up to the 59 kilos here, which has to be a small concern. Number 1, Tarquin Shadow's been in really good form, but also has to carry the 59 here, which might just stretch her out a little bit. The horse that gets in really well in the weights is number 5, VAMPI. It stays at the same weight and actually beat Tarquin Shadow last up, which goes up to 2.5 kilos as well. Drawn nicely in barrier 3 with the 57.5 kilos. Hasn't won for 380 days, but does have a very good track and distance record. 2 attempts for a victory and a second as well. So VAMPI does look very hard to beat. I think she'll be the one that'll be jumping as a favourite in this race. Number 6, Dark Alert, was a really impressive winner last start as well. Of course, this was in a 66 plus 2200 metre race. Was wide throughout and was able to run on strongly to beat Don't Get Caught, which then came out and won since as well. Goes up in weight because Clint Johnson Porter rode last start, so carries the 55.5, but I think he can certainly mix it with this field. Let's take a look at the selections for race number 1. I'm going to tip number 4, VAMPI Lass, one of the best bets of the day, from number 6, Dark Alert, number 2, Thunderclap Newman, and number 1, Tarquin Shadow. Race number 2 at Ascot, it's Australia. Race number 4 for our 2-year-olds. It's over the 1200 metres, and the replay that we're going to take a look at first was a very impressive winner on debut in Diamond Princess for Simon Foster. Was caught out wide throughout the run, but was still able to attack the line strongly, although racing greenlit stages, and we're going to take a look at the concluding stages of that run now.
Princess down on the inside, Prince Maritz, Plate Layer being bustled hard behind those, followed by Say Party, and then Box on Lucy running around, followed by Miss Somebody. At the 200, Guest Express had raced to the lead from Crystal Shot. Here's Diamond Princess sticking on though. Diamond Princess races up, goes to the lead on the inside, Prince Maritz, but it's Diamond Princess too strong, the local. Diamond Princess.
Strong performance there by Diamond Princess, and we can also analyse the other form lines because there were 4 other runners in that race that are competing here as well. So Diamond Princess from barrier 10 might have another tough trip again, but from what we saw, that fight in that first up run over the 1000 metres, stepping up to the 1200 should be ideal, and with any luck throughout, it does look very hard to beat again. Prince Maritza comes from that same race, finished 4th on that occasion, drawn even wider in barrier 11. Guest Express with the horse that finished 2nd there behind Diamond Princess. Barrier 1 should see this horse get a nice easy trip through the early stages and then fight through the line. And Crystal Shot was only beaten 1.5 lengths, so drawn barrier 9 here. Outside of those, Equine Wiz has had a couple of trials for David Harrison, Ben Patterson to ride there. I was really impressed with the recent trial of the Celt for trainer George Dupre. Patrick Carberry taking the ride here. Just sat in the middle of the field, then pulled out wide and attacked the line strongly. Ended up winning by a half length over the 1000 metres. Has only had that one trial and comes into the race from that. I was really impressed with the way that the horse attacked the line. And number 10, Stored Energy, has had the one race where it was beaten just over a length by Speeding Comet. Had a recent trial where it just went through the proceedings nicely. Jason Whiting to ride, and I was, as I said, really impressed with the way this horse attacked the line in its debut, so I think can certainly run a bit of a race. Let's take a look at the selections. I'm going to tip number 9, Diamond Princess, to go back-to-back from number 10, Stored Energy, number 2, Guest Express, and number 8, the Celt. Race number 3 at Ascot, it's Australia. Race number 6 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1400 metres, and a couple of horses in good form here. I speak of Venga Bus, the Gigante has been running well, the Dankster, and also Tutorbolt has been in some really good form, been quite unlucky in its recent runs. But the replay that we are going to take a look at is from the Dankster. Finished 2nd last start behind Ron's Cool, which is running a little bit later in a listed event, so these form lines hopefully should hold up. As I said, finished 2nd, attacked the line strongly, and we'll take a look at that run now.
Jones would want to be Boomer to win from there. At the 350, Gigante got away by a length on Venga Bus, but he sticks on well. 2 lengths, the Dankster running on. Lenience down the outside, Gigante tackled by Venga Bus, the Dankster. Ron's Call getting through in the middle late though, and on the outside, Lenience. Ron's Call through in the eye of the middle, dashing through in the middle.
Strong performance there by the Dankster. Steps up to the 1400 metres, which it has never won at before, but it just looks as though it should really run through the line strongly, and I think from barrier 6 you get a very nice trip with the westerly breezes that are predicted, I expect that the horses should be able to run on nicely, and I really think that'll suit the Dankster, especially with the speed in the race with New Time, Venga Bus, and also Right Honourable and Surpark, which might want to go forward from this occasion too. So should get a lovely trip throughout. Outside of those runners, as I mentioned, Tudorbolt, you take a look at its last few runs. A victory, 5 starts ago at Bunbury, followed by a second, a third, a second, and a fifth, and it was only beaten 1.5 lengths on that occasion as well. Paul Harvey to ride at 54.5 kilos. He doesn't often do that, so that's a pretty good sign that he thinks that Tudorbolt can win from barrier 3. Venga Bus was a winner 2 starts ago. Last start was just beaten a length by Ron's Cool. Looks our obvious leader in this race with New Time as well. From barrier 1, should get out quite comfortably and be able to dictate terms through this race. And number 3, Gigante as well, was beaten just over a length by Venga Bus first up, and last start beaten a length by Ron's Call as well. Should be suited in this type of race. Steps up to the 1400 metres, which is never attempted before either. Taking a look at the selections, I'm tipping number 4, the Dankster. From number 7, Tudorbolt. Number 2, Venga Bus. And number 3, Gigante. Race number 4 at Ascot, it's Australia. Race number 8 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1400 metres, and we will have a short price favourite in this race, and it's easy to understand when you do take a look at this replay of Combe Blade. It was a very impressive winner, won by over 5 lengths, and then Rosewood Hill, which finished second in that race, finished second again in its next start at Ascot, so the form lines have certainly held up. But as I mentioned, did it with ease, Combe Bay, and we'll take a look at that performance now.
Trying to pick up ground behind them, coming through in the middle, and well back in the field is War Power on the inside. Inside the 300 though, and Combe Bay. Combe Bay had shot nicely clear. It leads by 2 lengths. Trying very hard is Sister Benny Van Island, and What a Drop is late on the scene, running on. Inside the 100 though, it's all Combe Bay. It is well out in front, and Combe Bay has won by about...
It was a very impressive run on that occasion, winning over the 1200 metres by 5 lengths. As I said, those form lines have held up, and wasn't really a leader's day on that occasion either. From barrier 3, should get a lovely trip. It's had the 3 starts for a victory in a second, so you can understand why this horse will be the short price favourite. I'm quite happy to take it on though in this race with number 10, Light Up the Sky. I think it comes from superior form lines, of course, the listed Burgess Queen and the listed Placid Arc. It's only had the 1 victory from the 13 starts, but I do have a bit of time for this horse. Barrier 1 with the 54 kilos. I think Light Up the Sky at nice each way odds is a smart bet in this race. Also like the other of Parnham's gallopers in number 3, George and Ernie. You take a look at these form lines as well. The listed Faretha, the Group 2 Guineas, and the listed Aquanita as well. With the speed in the race, this horse can really work into it nicely from barrier 7, carrying the 56 kilos. I think they've got a bit of class on the one like Combe Bay, which yes was very impressive, but this is a big step up to be taken on a horse that has competed in the Group 2 Guineas. Great Shot's been racing really well. As won its previous 2 starts, beat Merrijig by a half length, and then was a winner over the 1400 metres last start. Does have some natural speed, and I think Glitterbell and Forbidden Planet will really be suited in this race as well with the speed throughout set by Combe Bay. They can get back and run on strongly, so don't leave them out of your top 4 betting as well if you are having a trifecta or a first 4. Taking a look at the selections for race number 4, I'm going to tip number 10, Light Up the Sky at each way odds. From number 3, George and Ernie, number 7, Combe Bay, and number 5, Glitterbell.